So a while back I made this piece. It's got weird internal threads to match up with my dividing head. And I turned this register when it was in the lathe and matched up to the back of the chuck. This is my chuck back for the dividing head. Now unfortunately something is not running true with the dividing head. I believe it's either the spindle is off center or something. So I want to recut this, but when it's on the dividing head. Unfortunately, that means that I'll need to make this smaller. Well, when I cut it, it would make it smaller than it'd be loose on the chuck. So I'm going to try brazing around here and then recutting it, and hopefully that will help me get it perfectly centered with the dividing head. Or I'll mess everything up and have a good cry. Well, there we go. It's fairly ugly, but I think that should be good. Got that edge covered, so I'm gonna face this, then turn the outside, but all using the dividing head. So there we have it. Here it is. Cool enough to handle now, so I'm gonna face this off and then face the outside, and hopefully I'll get the chuck to run perfectly true. I don't know if you'll be able to see that in the camera, but it did work. Here, it's cast iron, and then around on this side starts to turn back to the braze. So, should be running a lot truer than what it was before, but there's only one way to find out. I missed my dramatic moment. It wasn't recording. So, showing that if I'm at 0 there, and crank all the way around, I'm up to 2. And then back down to 0. So that's like 1.5 or 2 out. I think this is out like 10 before. So it's significantly better than what it was before. This whole thing is probably not the most accurate thing, considering has the weird custom threads, and it's a no-name made in who knows where, off-brand probably. So I paid more than what I should have for it. I thought that perhaps it was an old quality thing without a name, but I think it's sort of a not very old Chinese or Taiwan or some offshore manufacturer that's not very well made. There's a few things about it that make me think that. But anyways, it should be good enough for what I've done for it. For the amount of time I put into this thing, I probably should have just bought a new one. The time it took to cut these internal threads was another video. The threads weren't... The angles on each side of the thread point were not the same, so I had to cut it. Everything all not tapered, all angled funny, make a custom internal threading tool and all that stuff. So I learned a bunch doing that, but if I'm paying myself any sort of hourly wage, I got ripped off. However, if I'm paying myself an education, made out like a bandit, because I learned a heck of a lot.